Man, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you, man. When it comes to doing podcasts or whatever, man, and doing the podcast thing, man, let's get one thing straight, man. I'm in this right here to tell my side of my fence, which is Vegas. What I went through in Vegas, you know, pretty much when you look at the aspect of the criminality and violence that I went through, uh, it's on a level of any other person that went down the same road I went down, no matter what city or state they come from. You know, there's Monster Cody's in Chicago and Vegas everywhere. There's Santa Clauses in Vegas and Chicago and everywhere. You know, there's kills and everywhere. You know, and when I do a podcast, I don't mind dialoguing with anybody. Much love to the OG homie, Sag. What's up with you, man? They kicked me off Facebook. I don't know if you seen my other video or whatever, or even care about it, but I ain't been on Facebook. I mean, YouTube like you have, and been racking up subscribers because that wasn't my aim. You know, I know social media is important, but me, honestly, I'm a walking testament to what I am, and I don't need a camera really. Although I do would like a podcast, and I would like to use a podcast to dialogue with not with just people on my side of the fence, but people that's been through the similar struggle from other states, because a problem is a problem regardless of where it's at and who wears it. So what we can do is come up with a solution, because a solution, a cure for cancer, cures cancer in California. It kills it in everywhere. So if we got solutions, no matter what side of what state they come from, I think we need to put them together. We all need to get in a mental lab and come up with a solution, a formula to combat this virus of ignorance that we got along with COVID, because we got a pandemic and an epidemic going on. And the epidemic is young black men and women dying, not just unarmed, you know, police brutality or whatever. But the epidemic is not police killing blacks. The epidemic is how blacks kill blacks, and we've been sweeping this up under the rug for far too long, man. And we need to go back to the beginning of the sinning and try to bring some reasoning and put things in proper perspective so that these youngsters can get a better understanding from the ones that actually live this, and not the ones that sing and rap about it. The people that suffer the strife of harsh life should be the ones out here educating these youth, not people strung out on codeine and really, low key, you know on the people that really did, like me. I did 20 years, so I can tell a youngster why it's better for him to go to college than prison. I've murdered, for what I believed in, so I can tell a person why it's best not to pick up a gun. I've been one of the most treacherous bangers in Las Vegas, and I can tell youth why they shouldn't join gangs. I've been an angry young black male my whole life, and I can tell youth why it's unhealthy to walk around a clenched fist, and how that you have the ability and the power to change your reality regardless of what people say. And the weakest of us are the ones that sit back and listen to what people say and stop listening to how we feel and paying most attention to what we say. Because sometimes what we say can either bury us or uplift us. And sometimes and most times when we focus on what people say about us, that can 9 times out of 10 be our demise too. It's time to start investing in us, man. And the best way to do that, man, is start accepting harsh realities. Like, we got to quit chasing ghosts, man. We know about racism and what racism is, but we have to understand that the most volatile and uh, worst races is the self races, and we've been hating each other too long, man. And the spirituality of the movement that liberated us as a people has been broken, man, and we've totally went backwards, man. And it's in our hands to bring forth, because God is not gonna listen. God put you here to learn and to excel, just like a flower that becomes a seed that once it waters itself or gets water from the earth or however it's watered, it gravitates toward the sun. God made you to elevate, man. And you water your garden with wisdom and knowledge with this here. and you glow like a flower in the sun from that. We need to start teaching these youth there's another way to shine. And they don't have to be with a bunch of jewelry or in front of a camera with dudes that they don't care, that really don't care about them. And let's go at these youth and this drill music pandemic that's killing our youth. This and kill music, man. None of y'all reputables talking about that. Y'all just standing back and letting these babies die like they just nothing, man. And y'all want black lives to matter to somebody. But how the hell black lives matter when your children lives don't even matter, because the people my age, those are your children that's out there dying. My generation is basically wiped out in Las Vegas alone. I'm one of the last of a dying breed. I got a cold story to tell. And I don't cut corners neither, because that's the problem. We cut too many goddamn corners, and when you want to pour sugar on feces, it don't work that way, man. And for anybody that's really with the solution for liberating our youth from the psychological change of slavery and stagnation, man, I'm with it, man. But if y'all just want to get here to talk to make money, man, y'all can go somewhere else, man. Because I'm going to tell you something. Liberation of the mind and having the freedom to be individual is priceless, man. And so is life. And until we accept that and come to terms with that by using introspection and learn to clean up our mess and quit wanting other people to do it, and then when they do it and they mess up, we protest about it, until we learn that the way that we're moving is totally in the exact opposite of our ancestors, we shall stay stagnated. Because this is not a law enforcement problem. This is not a social injustice problem. This is a black problem, man. For real. We didn't have nobody when we was in slavery that was our friends. It was a few white men, good white men. John Brown, he died with slaves. They don't talk about him, but I will. But it was a few good white men. But we basically didn't have nobody, but we had the will and the wanting to be liberated, and our ancestors did when they boycotted the busing system over Rosa Parks, refusing to give up their seats. They didn't ride buses for over a year. They walked to where they had to go. Imagine that. They ain't take no buses. They boycotted the transportation system. That's how they got the Constitution changed. That's what you call a movement, and they ain't had to burn down their building. And I'm not going to even talk about Selma. We could talk about that at another day. And as you can see, I'm serious with this. So if y'all want to come just to shine and glorify stupidity, y'all can go do that somewhere else, because y'all will get a major audience. And I'm not looking for a major audience. I'm looking for youth that's trying to get out of the situations they in. I'm not looking to be nothing other than someone that a youth can look at as a means that it's cool to not always have to prove yourself. I want you to be able to feel it's cool to turn down what we call phase, because let me explain something to you, man. Okay? Nowadays, you can't fight people. People can't take butt whoopings. They kill. And it's not worth it. Your life is not worth that, man. Don't never hate your enemy love more than you love yourself, man. I did that, and it cost me 20 years of my life in prison. I know. And I know the ends of house of prison. And it's things that I'm gonna talk about that I shouldn't, but you need to know, because you need to know what you up against. And a lot of y'all is acting this way because y'all don't have stern fathers in y'all life, and y'all being raised by Lil Wayne and all these other rappers that's dying in the streets. And y'all suffering the same fate because y'all being led off a cliff. But it's brothers out here that actually do give a damn about y'all, like myself, man, that been through what y'all going through, man, but just lucky enough to be here to tell you about it. So in the near future, I'm coming. I'm on Facebook, but my Facebook is tampered with. They don't like what I say, because I keep it raw, and I'm gonna continue to, and I'm gonna come how I come. It's not the messenger. Listen to the message. Don't ever forget that, man. And remember, never sacrifice your for shows for other people's maybes, and never hate your enemy more than you love yourself. You give them all the power, man. And for everybody that want to sit down with me and talk to me, I'll be more than glad to do that, man, as long as we ain't beating around the bush and on that bull crap, because I'm not trying to glorify nothing or elevate nobody through stupidity. I'm here to break down and rebuild. Until then.